You guys ready for the last and final part of my top 10 favorite superheroes list? Alright, let's get on. Number 2 is Batman. You guys probably should know he's Bruce Wayne. I'm probably going to get killed for this. So actually, no, Batman does not kill. Alright, I'm kind of glad this is a separate video because I have a lot to say about Batman and the number 1. So Batman's powers include his utility belt. He is a fighter, he's super smart, and he has money and a lot of other powers. He first appeared in Detective Comics number 1. Now here's where this powers word comes in. Here's the argument I get every time when I say Batman is... Technically, Batman is my favorite superhero. Keep that in mind. I mean, it should be obvious who my number 1 is, but... I mean, I pretty much just gave it away, but... Okay, Batman is my... So people are always like, how can you like Batman? He has no... especially my sister. I mentioned her in the last episode, in the last video, about how she likes Captain America. Yeah, well... I don't know if she does anymore, but she doesn't like Batman. And this is not just with her. I used to think the same exact thing with my brother. Well, pretty much, I was one of those kids that would agree with whatever my brother said. So, he liked cars, so I liked cars. The only thing that was different is that he liked sports and I didn't. I mean, I do now, but I didn't when I was younger. So, people are always like, how can you like Batman? He doesn't have any powers. He's so weak. I could just kill him in one punch. And I know this because I used to say this exact same thing. But that is just arrogant. So Batman doesn't have powers like Superman. The only reason people are saying that is because he's not Superman. So Batman doesn't have any powers like Superman or Martian Manhunter, but neither does Green Arrow, and you never see people complaining about Green Arrow. Technically, Green Lantern doesn't have any powers either. It's the ring. But that's a different story for another time. Okay, so Batman doesn't have any powers. I said it in the last time that Captain America's on the peak of human condition. Well, yeah, but Batman is on the real peak. But that was from steroids, pretty much, and drugs. Batman trained himself to be on the peak of human condition. He's a master of martial art, of every single form of martial arts. That includes martial arts, karate, jiu-jitsu, Krav Maga, judo, every single form. Batman knows it. He has gadgets, all in his utility belt. He can take down Superman because he has kryptonite in his utility belt. He has he's probably the smartest character. No, not Brainiac's the smartest, but he's probably the smartest human in all of comic. Well, I don't know, Reed Richards. He's pretty smart. Okay, well, Reed Richards, Tony Stark, Bruce Banner. Okay, he's in DC Comics. He's probably the smartest human. And he's the world's greatest detective. He's probably better than Sherlock Holmes. Yeah, I said. And another thing that I hear, and this comes from my mom. My mom says this a lot. She's like, really, Batman? He looks so stupid. He's dressed up as a bat. And the reason he's dressed up as a bat is to strike fear into his enemies. Bats were his childhood fear. And he was trying to come up with a superhero. And bat flew into his window. And that's where he got Batman from. And I tell her it's to strike fear into his opponents. And she's like, but bats aren't scary. I'm like, well, when you see Batman in the shadows, the only thing you can see is the ears sticking up, and you know it's Batman, and you run. So that's pretty scary. So honestly, Batman is just awesome, everything, and I love Gotham. Gotham is my favorite TV show. It's just everything about Batman. I have a Batman poster in my room, and I need to get one of my number one, which is pretty obvious by now. But, yeah, I have a Batman poster in my room that says, I am Batman. One says, I am Batman. I'm Batman. Well, let's get to number one, I guess. So this is the one you've all been waiting for, and well, not really. If it hasn't been obvious enough, and if I haven't spoiled it enough, number one is Deadpool. Come on, you saw it coming. His powers include swords, such as his katanas, guns, which in Death Battle he calls butter, and I can't believe it's not butter, but I don't think that's what it's actually called. He has a teleportation belt. I didn't put that there because there's a lot of other powers. This belt right here lets him teleport. Fourth wall breaking. So whatever media he's in, he knows. So my favorite thing ever about Deadpool is when he's in Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon series, and he's like, we're gonna K-word them. And Spider-Man's like, K-word? You mean kill? And then Deadpool's like, no, you know there are kids watching, right? We're gonna K-word them. I started laughing. It was really funny. I didn't necessarily like the person that was voice acting Deadpool, but Deadpool is just too great. I mean, look at this. He's so funny. He's so nonchalant about everything. Like, he can't die. He's the greatest healing factor in all of comics. And I will talk about why he's the greatest. I spent like 6 minutes talking about Batman. I'll talk about why he is the greatest superhero or anti-hero. Also, he can pull out weapons out of anywhere, and this is coming to why he's the greatest. He first appeared in X-Force number 2. Now, why? Pick any superhero who you think is the strongest. Let's say Superman. Superman is considered the strongest among some comic book fans. But Deadpool can pull out anything out of anywhere. So just pull out a kryptonite sword. Boom. Superman's dead. That's one thing that I want to say about Superman. Let me see if I can go back. Okay, sorry about that. So Superman, one thing about Superman that a lot of people don't know is that kryptonite doesn't necessarily make him weaker. It just makes him like a normal person. It's without the sun that makes him like super weak. Alright, so I guess that's it. So Deadpool can just pull out anything. He's awesome. He looks cool. And the first time okay, so this is a funny story. I know I'm getting way off topic. I'm supposed to end, but so like I said with Moon Knight, I saw him in Ultimate Alliance first. So I also saw Deadpool in Ultimate Alliance, and when we unlocked him, my brother and I were just looking at each other, and like our jaws dropped, and we all wanted to be Deadpool. We both wanted to be Deadpool first because he looked so cool, and like nobody knew who Deadpool was. And then I looked him up, and then I was playing Ultimate Alliance a few years back, like in 2010, and it said. So then I was like, oh yeah, Deadpool. Let me look him up. So I looked him up, and it was like Deadpool movie 2012, and I was like, oh, okay. And then a few years later, like Deadpool movie doesn't come out, and then like I saw some guy like live streaming at Comic-Con, and everyone was Deadpool, and I was like, this guy that nobody knew just turned into one of the biggest guys, and I can't wait for Deadpool movie 2016. So that's my time. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe, and Avengers review coming up this Saturday or Sunday. So hope you guys enjoyed, and Bye.